Hey coin collectors, Dan the Collecting Man here. Today we're going to talk about the differences between the Queen Effigies and the King Effigies on some of the three most iconic coins around the world. So we've got the Britannias, the Maples and the Kangaroos, and I thought I'd go through what are the key differences between the past with the Queen and the new Effigies. What are my favourites? What country do I think has done the best effigy? And what are the ones I think have had a bit of a miss when it comes to the new effigy of the King? And I'd love to hear in your comments below what you also think around the new effigies with the King versus the Queen. So let's start off with the Britania. I'll start off with the Jodie Clark version of the Queen. I think this one is a really good classic one with the tiara on her head. It looks really good. She looks nice. And I think this one, straight away, you know it's the Queen. She just looks really good. So I think this one, for me, I think the way the UK do it with just the head, there's no shoulders or anything else, for me is probably one of my favourites when it comes to the effigies. And they released, that was from 2013. They also released this special one from 2013. So this was the coronation version of the Britania. Really cool. Only 200,000 of these were made, still available at the Royal Mint. And I think this one's pretty unique because you're not going to have many effigies, as you'll see, with the King with the crown on the head. So I think this is definitely a unique one to have, definitely for me. So I definitely got a few of these because I think they're pretty unique to get a Britania like this one. And then in 2023, they also released the King Effigy. So they were pretty early with the effigies, where you'll see with the Canadian Maple and the Australian, they only came out in 2024. So this is your 2023 Britania with the King Effigy. Again, just with his hair, you can see they've mellowed down the nose and the ear on this one, so it's not as pronounced as what we used to see as some of those more cartoony kind of pictures, but I think it's a pretty good one. You know it's the King, and again, there's no shoulders or anything else, it's just straight out his head. So let's go into the Canadian Maple. So this is the 2023 Canadian Maple, probably my favourite bullion coin to own. And this one was from Susan Blunt. So she is the designer of this effigy. So here you can see she has got kind of the curly hair, the necklace, and the kind of, I must admit, it does look a little bit almost cartoonish. I'm not a fan of the way the Canadian Maple do their effigies. So they're not as realistic as some of the other ones, and they don't have that kind of royal kind of feel. It's like just a standard person on the back, not someone that's royal for me. So I think it is, yeah, they're definitely not my favourite, but you can definitely tell straight away it is the Queen. And here we've got the memorial with the years of reign, and the dots signify the different effigies that they had over time of the Queen. So there's 4 dots, which means there was 4 effigies that they had of the Queen. And then we've got the one that's just been released. This one's from Stephen Rosty. This is the King version. As you can see here, you've got a little bit of a bigger nose and bigger ears. You can see the hair with the part, and he's got the suit there with the tie. Yeah, there's nothing for me that's really royal about this one. It's a good effigy, but again, it has that kind of almost cartoonish kind of little feel about it. It doesn't feel like it's a true portrait of the King. So I think it's a little bit of a miss compared to the other ones, but nonetheless, that's the way the Canadian Maple like to do it. But I do love this side. You can just see with that light how it just absolutely pops. It's a beautiful, beautiful coin. Having this 2024 coin, love it. And then we go into the Australian Kangaroo, an absolute good one. Obviously, being from Australia, really, really cool coin to have, and definitely like having a few of these. So this is Jodie Clark again. So the same person that did the Queen's Effigy for the UK Mint has done the Australia Mint. This one though, you can see the pearls and her dress that she's wearing on top of it, so you can kind of see that her shoulders coming out on this one. So it's a pretty good effigy. It's the Queen. I definitely do like it, and I'm kind of used to it because obviously all the Australian coins have this effigy, so I've seen it quite a lot, and I think it's a good one. You definitely know it's a nice representation of the Queen. So then we've finally had in 2024. Well, this is the King Charles. So facing true left, where you can see with the kind of UK, he's kind of got his torso towards the camera where he's facing left. Here it's like he's got the top of his shoulders facing true left. So again, he's got the suit in there with the hair and the part. His nose and ears, well, his ears probably similar, but his nose is a little bit smaller compared to the Canadian maple. But nonetheless, it's King Charles pretty clearly. But the one that pops out the most for me is this one here. So this is the same effigy, but this is the proof version of the Kangaroo that came out this year. Only 7,500, so very, very collectible. And I think this one, you can really see the detail compared to the bullion version. You can definitely see the difference between the two there. This one for me really makes the King stand out. So when they do these kind of styles like this, I think it's a nice clean look. And for me, it's probably the favorite version of the King when they do it like this. So just really, you can see all the details. You can almost like see all the hairs in that one. It looks really cool. So I like that. But for me, the favorite effigies definitely the Royal Mint, the UK. For me, seem to do a nicer clean. I like it where you just see the head and you don't have any of the body or the jewelry or anything else. It just has that a little bit more of a royal feel. I think once you add the jewelry, the suit and the tie, the necklaces, it kind of, I don't know, for me, it loses a bit of that kind of luster and coolness from my perspective. But I'd love to hear what you all think about which is your favorite effigy, which one do you think is the best. Obviously, a lot of people probably aren't fans of the King's effigy and prefer the Queen. So you can see here, this is the Britania from 2024. So this is the 2024 version, and we've got a bit of a milk spot in there, as you can see. Yeah, you can see it right in that light in there. Nice little milk spot from the Royal Mint. Thank you. So please let me know what your feedback is and what other countries you're looking forward to seeing the change of their effigies. I'm sure there's a few more coming out, and I'd love to see their representation, but these are normally the three key ones that I was looking out for. Please don't forget to hit that subscribe if you want more videos on coin collecting. Thanks so much for watching and joining the coin collecting community. I'll see you in my next video. Dan.